NFL kickoff weekend.
Nearly 300 women met in the Dana-Farber Fieldhouse on an April Sunday morning to try out for the 2006 Patriots cheerleading squad. Of these young hopefuls, only 24 will be selected to represent New England's football team.
It's like a good year.
These determined ladies must survive an intense audition process of several dance routines and a bare-all swimsuit competition. Nerves and exhaustion take their toll on the women, and only the most focused will make the team. Then the newly chosen squad will fly to the beaches of Florida to shoot the exclusive swimsuit calendar. Showing off their beauty on the beach, these New England cheerleaders transform into true Patriots calendar girls. But their dreams of becoming cheerleaders will not be fully realized until they step onto the field for the first time and perform in front of thousands of screaming fans.
When I walked in the bubble for the first time, I was extremely nervous, looking around, seeing hundreds of beautiful women and competing for, a couple spots.
The potential cheerleaders line up for registration. Here, each hopeful hands in a resume and headshot in exchange for an opportunity to try out and prove that she belongs in this elite group.
That's right. Just like the resume and a picture. Yep, resume, picture. You're good.
I was really nervous to be there by myself, but I was also excited about that, so I could just kind of focus on, getting through the first couple rounds and seeing kind of where that brings me, and then maybe meet some girls on the way.
I tried out with two friends that I've been dancing with for about 10 years now and wasn't expecting much, just went into the audition with, a clear mind, no high hopes. It was really exciting.
I'm kind of nervous, but it's definitely overcoming yourself, which would be probably most difficult. It's not really the other girls that matters. It's just doing your very best. So.
But not everyone in the field house was worried about competing today. The veteran squad was on hand to assist cheerleader director Tracy Sormonti with today's preliminary auditions.
As a veteran, we are supposed to be helping out at prelims with the girls that are future Patriots cheerleaders, and it's a great time. We get to meet some great ladies, and they all could be on the team because they're usually all gorgeous, and helping out is fun. It's just a good interaction with people that love to do the same things that we do.
Well, welcome. Thank you for coming to 2006 Patriots Cheerleaders Auditions. You excited to be here? There are 3 rounds of competition today. Once you line up, you'll come out in front of the judges in groups of 4. From that point on, when we put the first song on, there's no more practicing. We want to make it fair to everybody. So we want it to be as fair for the first person as it is for the person at the end. So good luck and break a leg.
Best part of the audition process was definitely not the waiting, but actually just getting out there and doing it in front of the judges, because all that anxiety that you had waiting in the line, you finally got to go out there, and if you knew your stuff and you knew the choreography, then you knew you were going to nail the audition. That was the best part.
It was a lot of nerves because we weren't supposed to do the dance at all while we were waiting in line. So I would catch myself bouncing along to the music, kind of, doing some of it in my head, and I had to catch myself and stop myself because we're not supposed to do that at all.
Okay, nice job. Thank you, ladies.
After all the candidates have performed the routine, the judges leave to tabulate the girls' round 1 scores. Behind closed doors, the panel will discuss the ladies' dance ability, showmanship, personality, overall appearance, and level of physical fitness.
We are not picking the squad today. However, we are rounding it down to probably between 60 and 75 finalists. And those women that we select today need to be pretty close to ready to making the team.
And while the judges are tabulating the scores, the veteran cheerleaders will teach the hopefuls the next dance routine they will need to perform in front of these judges.
High, low, circle, circle, low. Okay, so make sure that's a level change. All right, so let's take it from the top.
Although all the candidates learn this routine, only those girls who pass the first cut will need to perform again in front of the judges. As the candidates finish practicing the routine, the judges panel returns with its decisions.
All right, without further ado, the following numbers have made it to the next round. 6, 7, 10.
As each of the numbers were announced, the potential cheerleaders felt the joy of making the cut, but kept their excitement in check.
Having my number called was awesome, but I was very focused on the next part of the audition. I really wanted to execute the dance well and just do the best that I could, as opposed to thinking I'm already here.
Congratulations, and if you didn't get called, I hope to see you next year. Thank you.
With all of the numbers announced, the first cut said their goodbyes and gathered their things. They left the field house realizing that their dream would have to wait another year.
I am originally from Maple Grove, Minnesota, and I had been dancing 3 years for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves dance team.
I wanted to try out for the New England Patriots cheerleading squad to pursue my dancing. It's just such a wonderful experience and opportunity in front of me right now, and I'm just going full-fledged and really taking it for what it is.
But Andrea wasn't the only one hoping for one of the 24 spots on the team. There were still over 100 potential candidates ready to perform in round 2.
All right, are you ready? Good luck. Come on out, ladies.
In each round, the dance became more and more challenging to highlight the strongest dancers in the group.
Second round was, the dance was a little bit more complicated, the choreography.
Despite the difficulties, there were still plenty of talented women to choose from.
Of the 275 women who showed up today, I can easily find 24 who I think would be perfectly qualified for my team, counting our current cheerleaders, so I'm really excited and optimistic. I wish I could call all of your names right now. Unfortunately, I can't. The following people have advanced to the next round. Numbers 10.
Narrowing the field again, the second cut sent many more hopefuls home.
And 277. Congratulations.
And I was pretty shocked, actually, that my number didn't get called because I did the best I could. But, you know, life goes on.
For those ladies who weren't leaving, the 10-hour day in the field house was about to get longer. The hopefuls' nerves and exhaustion peaked in round 3.
All right, are you ready to begin round 3? Everybody ready?
It's a lot of material to take in at once.
I just mess up a little, and then once you mess up, it throws you off completely, and it's hard to get back in because you're just thinking about that.
Definitely messed up a lot, but I kept smiling because, you know, hey, everybody falls down once in a while. You're just going to pick yourself back up.
It's hard waiting, especially when you're towards the end. The weight kind of takes a toll on you, and you just keep getting nervous and nervous.
crossing my fingers for this round, so we'll see.
Things are going great. This is the last round. We're cutting down the finalists now.
The judges now have to decide who will return next weekend and who will have to come back next year to try their chances at becoming Patriots cheerleaders.
We have some very happy, excited people in about 5 minutes. The moment you've all been waiting for, right? It's been a long day. Remember when you walked in here this morning and it was a sea of people and now you're down to a very small, exclusive group? Again, be proud of how far you've made it. Here we go. The final people have advanced to final auditions. Numbers 3, 4, 6.
I was really surprised, and I was excited and nervous, and I knew that I was going to have to come back the next week for the final round.
248, 252.
It was never a breath of fresh air until, we got our number called at finals.
After 12 hours of auditioning, the women's hard work had paid off. But the journey to becoming a cheerleader isn't over yet. The chosen group will have to return next week to perform at final auditions.
It was long, but it's totally worth it. So now I'm excited for Saturday. Start practicing those dances.
Right? And me. No, me. Okay.
Coming up, the women battle in the final auditions and vie for a spot on the exclusive squad. Competing against both beauty and talent, these hopefuls prepare to bear all in the finals. One week after preliminary auditions, both the candidates and veteran cheerleaders arrive to compete at finals. While the women settle in, the director welcomes the new set of judges who will decide which girls will make the exclusive squad.
Hi everyone, thanks a lot for coming today. I appreciate it to our 2006 Patriots Cheerleaders Final Auditions. We are looking today to select 24 participants for our squad.
3 elements of the auditions will be considered: the swimsuit competition, an interview with the judges panel, and the dance performance.
And I think that we have a lot of potential here today to have a great squad, so thanks for joining us. And now I'll introduce the judges.
The judges make their way into the audition room, where both veteran cheerleaders and rookie auditioners are equally anticipating the day's events. Unlike prelims, where the veterans assisted Tracy with the auditions, these women now have to compete again for a spot on the team.
There's always girls that don't make it back, and you never want to be one of them. I just got back from an overseas tour, and you would think that that would give you peace of mind, but it doesn't. So you still need to work just as hard as you did the first time you auditioned.
By requiring last year's team to try out once more, Tracy will put together New England's most beautiful and talented women for the squad.
You ladies, you are something special. You are phenomenal. You're smart and you're beautiful, and just the fact that you are here today, that says a lot for you to be here. The first thing that we're going to do today, the swimsuit round. I know you're psyched. You want to get that over. All right, so why don't we have you line up, please?
By modeling on stage, the judges will be able to determine the ladies' level of confidence and stage presence. In showing off their beauty and grace, they are also competing for the opportunity of a lifetime to participate in the swimsuit calendar. It was no easy feat for these rookies to strut their stuff in a bathing suit in front of hundreds of strangers.
The swimsuit part of the audition was nerve-wracking, to say the least. I don't know if you can tell, but my knees were buckling, my ankles were shaking. I tried my hardest to kind of stay on my high heels. That was the hardest part. I was fine standing in the line, and then I stood up on that platform and didn't think that I was going to be able to balance.
You feel like you're going to pass out on stage, and you're like, oh gosh, everybody can see that I'm shaking. You just try to find someone that's having a good time and laugh at them and laugh with them and find your mom in the crowd and be like, okay, you can do it.
But it wasn't just the rookie auditioners who found the swimsuit competition nerve-wracking.
having people look at you in a swimsuit is never easy. But, I mean, you got to go up there, you got to be confident and show them what you have. So hopefully we'll do good.
The swimsuit competition may have been daunting, but they are also nervous for another reason.
Once you've been on the team, it's definitely more nerve-wracking because you want to be back on. So if you've never been on it, you've never had the excitement, but once being on it, you just want to be on there for those 3 years. You want to be on the field, you want to be doing the calendar shoot, you want to be at the promos.
Okay, nice job. Thank you, ladies. Wow.
After the swimsuit competition, the women line up for the Q&A portion of the audition. Each potential cheerleader will introduce herself to the panel of judges and answer a random question.
Who's the person you admire most and why?
My mother is probably the person I admire the most.
This process allows the panel to get a glimpse of the personality and interests of these women who will travel around the world to represent the Patriots.
If you had one charitable organization to support, which one would it be and why?
I would support the Breast Cancer Foundation because breast cancer is such an increasingly occurring problem in women today.
Nice job, ladies. Good luck, and you can get ready for the routines.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good job. That wasn't so bad.
Still to come, 65 of New England's finest female performers compete to make the cut into this elite group. Then, the chosen 24 will have the chance of a lifetime to model on the beach.
I am an accountant at an interior contracting company. Being an accountant and a cheerleader makes a lot of sense to me, not to a lot of people. My dream would be to be, a CFO of a huge corporation in Manhattan. But on the other hand, I would love to be a backup dancer for Janet Jackson. So it all kind of makes sense. They're just kind of like two different parts of me that blend to one right now.
But in order to continue their career as Patriots cheerleaders, Audra and the other vets must perform their best in the final phase of the audition process.
We are getting ready for the dance audition part of the Cheerleader Tryouts. Everyone in that room has potential, and all the judges are saying it. It's going to be tough.
Final round audition day was nerve-wracking. All the girls dolled up in, a sports bra and these little trunks. It's a little intimidating. I knew that I just needed to get through the day and just calm my nerves.
Oh, definitely nervous.
We're nervous. Every year it gets more nervous every year.
I love performing, so this is the good part.
Yeah, this will be fun. It'll be a relief when it's over, but right now it's really fun.
There were days where I'm like, okay, I've done this twice already, I can do it again, and I can make it. And then there are other times I'm like, wow, these girls are awesome, and anyone can just jump in and take my spot because everyone there at finals was phenomenal.
Nice job, ladies. Thank you.
The judges leave to tabulate the final scores, and the ladies are left to reflect on their performance.
I'm just trying to keep positive. It's nerve-wracking waiting, so the less I think about it, the easier it is for me to handle. So try not to overthink it.
I'm feeling pretty good, I hope. I had the routines down, so I think I did pretty good.
All of the nerves, the anxiety, and the effort it took to make it this far come down to these final moments. Now the judges must decide which women are the whole package. From beauty to danceability to personality, there will be many who fit the mold and many more who just fall short. After After an hour and a half of deliberation, the judges returned to announce the members of the 2006 Patriots cheerleading team. Next, find out who makes the Patriots squad. Then, the winners head to the beaches of Sanibel Island, Florida, to flaunt their stuff for the sexy swimsuit calendar. A long week of intense preparations and stressful auditions has come down to this. Tracy and the judges enter the room to announce the news the women are dying to hear: the new members of the 2006 Patriots cheerleading squad.
Everyone who auditioned, please have a seat on the floor together. All of these ladies received unanimous decisions across the board from the judging panel in no particular order, and the first member of the squad, Audra McCarthy.
And I was actually called first, and I was shocked. You just made the team, so you're so excited you made the team in like a split second. So it was really cool, really exciting, and just awesome.
As the cheerleader director announces the names of the newly selected cheerleaders, the remaining girls sit patiently waiting for their name to be called.
Next cheerleader, Megan White.
I heard my name called, and it was like I was in a complete fog, and I think my mouth dropped a little, I think my eyes widened a little, and I just stood up and I hugged her, and I was shaking, and I just stood there in awe of what was happening around me.
Last one, Jennifer Garza.
12 veterans and 12 newcomers rounded out the new squad. All of their hard work had finally paid off. And those who didn't make the cut left knowing that they had come close, and there was always next year to try again.
You know, I had a great time. I had fun. Wasn't what they needed this year, but maybe again. Who knows? Always stay positive. So.
All right, looking this way, being as beautiful as ever.
As the new team gets photographed, it is only the beginning. From this point on, these ladies' lives will change dramatically as they are finally Patriots cheerleaders.
And I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a huge experience, and I'm just thrilled.
But before the reality sinks in, the girls are off on their first official duty, a trip to Sanibel Island to put together the 2007 swimsuit calendar.
Over the next 6 days, we're going to be shooting the New England Patriots cheerleading calendar. Nice. Excellent job. Teeth, and I like the head back. We've got a lot of shooting ahead of us. We'll shoot probably in the neighborhood of 5,000 to 7,000 pictures. Breathe in slow. Fill your chest. No, it looks good. It's a lot of shooting here, a lot of long days. We're up at about 8 o'clock for our first shoot. We're actually shooting at 8 o'clock, and we're usually going until about midnight. Each night we're getting in about 7 girls a day probably is what we'll do. Oh, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it was kind of a combination of efforts with how we decide the overall look of the calendar. We definitely want to be somewhat tropical and beachy. Beachy ties in with New England. You know, some of the cheerleaders have more of a glamorous look, and some of the cheerleaders have more of a girl next door look. So with that said, I choose the suits that I think pull out their personality, and from there, the photographer and I work together on the locations. Pretty much we'll find a great location and find the perfect girl with the perfect suit to drop in there. So it's kind of a team effort.
The way that I like to shoot is you get the model in your basic pose, and then you kind of see the details. Look at the details. Do you need to roll her hips sideways a little bit more to give a more hourglass shape? Chest towards me more. There you go, good. From that point forward, you're going to shoot maybe 30, 40, 50 pictures with little shoulder movements, little head movements, little facial expression changes, and they're very subtle. And you don't want the cheerleader to feel posed. You want her to feel like she's actually moving, and it really shows in the pictures. You remember last year's shot that we did, kind of mouth was open a little bit.
The cheerleaders are just that, they're cheerleaders. There are very few of them who are actually models. Our cheerleaders may look like supermodels, but they, you know, it's all new to them, the posing and the looks.
They're out there in front of people performing. It's different when you've got a camera facing at you. It's a whole different feeling. So just making sure they're relaxed, and I like to joke around a little bit. It really shows in the pictures when the girl is comfortable. It looks great.
I was a little bit nervous coming into it because I've never done any kind of swimsuit calendar, any kind of photo shoot like this at all, but they're all really wonderful at making you feel comfortable.
Give me the eyes, a little more eyes. There you go, good.
The rookies, it's a little bit tricky for them to kind of get over the shyness, but they've all rose to the challenge.
I think being on your first photo shoot is difficult and absolutely amazing at the same time.
I mean, I don't know, I've never done anything like this ever before, so we'll see. I mean, hopefully I can keep doing as well as they say I'm doing.
Oh my God, he told me to squint my eyes, and while I was squinting my eyes, I had to like grit my teeth and then suck it at the same time, so it was so hard to do. Why is it overwhelming? Well, wouldn't you be overwhelmed? Come on.
You have this whole crew around you, and you're the center of attention, and they're doing your hair and their makeup and touch-ups and oil blotters, and you know, you don't know where you're supposed to look or how you're supposed to place your hand or where your hip's supposed to be.
Rotate your hips this way, other way. There you go, you got it.
It might get frustrating. I know my first time it was pretty frustrating because I felt like, oh my God, I stink at this.
A little nerve-wracking. It's like move your left hand, I move my right.
But as you go on, like you just feel like a superstar, like, you know, supermodel. He's like, you look great. Give me that look again. I love that sexy look.
Nice look. Right there, good.
The veterans eat it up. They love it. They know what to expect, and they practice for a year. They practice their looks and their poses.
So much fun to do it a second year because you're like used to it, more comfortable.
I remember my rookie year, I was so nervous. I was shaking by the water, and I was petrified. And now it's gotten better. I'm more comfortable in front of the camera, and it's a lot of fun, but at the same time, it's a little nerve-wracking.
A little attitude in the shoulders. There you go, good, nice.
It's hard your first time, but you'll love it.
I do better at the smile.
Your sexy look is looking really good.
Yeah. Is it good?
Next, the New England cheerleaders take their bikinis to the beach. Then watch them transform into glamorous models through the camera's lens. It wasn't all work and no play for the Patriots cheerleaders. When they weren't glamming it up in front of the camera, the girls found time to bond with their teammates on the beach.
So today we're going to have a volleyball match with the guests.
Go Pats!
I don't know if everybody knows how to play volleyball, so we'll see how it goes. I think there may be some mishaps, but looking forward to that as well. It's funny to see 24 cheerleaders playing volleyball. I think that we should stick to cheerleading and leave the volleyball to the volleyball players.
That's okay.
And when they really wanted to relax, the squad headed to the pool to soak up some sun and unwind from a long day's work.
Yeah, what you're seeing right now is definitely everybody just being themselves and out of calendar shoot mode, so finally time to relax.
As the girls ham it up in the water, these vets and rookies create lasting friendships.
The team is very new. We've only been together for about a month, so we haven't really had a chance to bond until now. The rookies are being introduced to all the vets, you know, learning everything about everybody. It's a great bonding experience, and especially at the beginning of the season like it is now, it's nice that we really get to know each other before we start the season.
Out of the pool and back on the set, the photo shoot is nearly finished.
Turn around. There you go. Keep. Up, 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 up. There we go. There you go. Good eyes. Come back with it. Now chest comes around to me just a little.
While wrapping up 5 days of shooting, the cheerleaders are shocked at what they see through the camera's lens.
Good. Right there. Excellent look.
Alyssa, you are done. We got almost 200 shots. You got to come look at them.
They're probably in there.
No way, that's not me. Oh, I'm gonna die a happy girl.
This experience has been, in all honesty, 100 times better than I could have ever expected. Maybe 1,000,000 times better than I could have ever expected.
Oh my God! I love you!
Oh, girl.
God, it doesn't even look like me.
I didn't think I could be sexy. Finally come.
Oh, you got it.
Wow, you don't even think it looks like that. Oh my God.
That one's hot.
My mother is
That
gonna
one's-
die. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
That was the last one we did.
Beautiful, huh? The boobs look great. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you
Great.
so
I
much.
love that one.
Oh my God. Wow.
You look smoking. You look great.
Gorgeous.
Good.
You look beautiful. You love it?
Great. Aww. You did great.
Thank you.
Coming up, the girls see themselves in full-page glossies for the first time. And their game day debut is only moments away. It is time for the team to complete their journey as Patriots cheerleaders and prepare to step onto the field for the first time and perform in front of thousands of football fans.
You always get butterflies. Especially when you see 70,000 fans there, you're like, oh my God.
But the excitement of getting ready for their game day debut was nothing compared to the thrill of seeing their pinup swimsuit shots just a few weeks ago.
All right, without further ado, the 2007 Patriots Cheerleader Swimsuit Calendar. All right, these are in the order of the months. January 2007, love it.
My reaction to the picture was I couldn't even believe it. I didn't even think it was me. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that me? And just hearing the girls and their support was just awesome. I'm very excited.
As the cheerleader director reveals each photo, the women are astounded by what they see in the glossy full-page layouts. After Tracy unveils all 24, only one last piece remains.
The moment you've all been waiting for. It's really good. The cover of the 2007 Patriots Cheerleader Swimsuit Calendar. You love it? Welcome. Oh.
As the girls take in the emotion of seeing their calendar photos, they realize that this is just the beginning.
I'm one of the luckiest 21-year-old girls that I know to spend this next 12 months and to have this calendar as just one part of a great, really great experience.
It has all come down to this. In just a few minutes, the women will finally take to the field as a team. As the ladies prepare, some reflect on what it has taken to get to this point.
This is what we go. This is what we live for. This is why you try out against 300 other girls. Is to get ready in 15 minutes for the biggest end of your life. 5 minutes left.
As the time to perform approaches, the women get more and more nervous.
I have a little bit of butterflies right now, but they're just really anxious butterflies, ready to get out there. Not too many nerves yet. I'm sure that'll come right as we get out there.
Well, this is my 3rd year cheering, so I It's a ritual I always have to bring the Alka-Seltzer, settle my stomach, calm the nerves a little bit. It's a ritual.
With just a few minutes before game time, the women rush to make last-minute preparations, and it's out the door and into the tunnel, where they get ready for their big moment in the spotlight.
Make sure when we run out, we have this arm up, because we're gonna run this way so the fans will be right here, so.
The women line up and wait for their cue.